Okay, I think we're live. Hi, everybody. Welcome back. Welcome back, Calis. Wait, Raleigh's gonna go sneak some marshmallows because I told her she could while we're doing this video. I'm gonna do a couple adjustments here to make sure we're hiding this
video is about.
Closet.
You might be wondering why we have marshmallows.
Yeah, just a minute. We're just getting set up here. Okay, so that's my hack. Hide your messy. We're like in a construction zone right now, so that will be a pantry someday. But right now it's just an empty hole in the wall. Welcome back, you guys. Today we're really excited because we're kicking off the 4th of July weekend with a really fun Fruity Pebbles recipe. So
that's why we have marshmallows.
Is that your second marshmallow already? Okay, get up here. That's enough marshmallows for now. So I have to get... Okay. Yeah, I know, but you did it, like I said, during the whole video you could have two, not like right when we start, not like the second we start. I'm going to put you on a higher stool, Miss Raleigh, so they can see you a little bit better. So let's move this. We've got to be nice and careful here. And we'll give you this. Let's see, that might be too high, but let's just give it a try. Try the first step. The second step's way too high, right?
Ah!
What do you think of that? Is that too high? Do you feel safe? I have her on a little step stool.
It's the same height as you.
What?
It's the same height.
I know, it makes you so tall. Okay. What do you think? Do you feel safe though?
No, I like the others.
Okay, all right. Let me just see. I'm just going to keep adjusting and then I'm going to check the sound.
Space on this side, I need to go sideways.
Okay, wait, let me see something. So come down. We're just getting set up, you guys. I can't see the frame until I'm live, if you're wondering why I do this live. Because I can't really see the frame until I'm live. You can't reach what? I'll move stuff to you.
Oh.
Okay? Okay. All right, so we have all our supplies. We're all ready to go. We're going to give you a little introduction of why we're doing this video. Really quick before we get started and while we wait for people to find us, I am going to do a sound check.
I don't know what to do.
You don't have to do anything right now. I'm just going to check the sound.
I don't. You said you weren't supposed to touch
Hi, Vanessa. Thanks for joining us.
You said you weren't to touch your microphone.
I think it's
But
working.
you said I could have free marshmallows.
I'm not really hearing the microphone. Just a sec.
You said it.
Sorry, you guys. I'm just going to do a little bit of feedback there. Okay. I think it's okay. Vanessa says she can hear us. Yay! Okay, so
You said I could have free marshmallows.
Hi, Tracy Hilbers.
You said I could eat free marshmallows.
Oh, yay!
You said I could eat free marshmallows.
Yes, and that's enough. Okay, Tracy
I
Hilbers
only
is
have
here.
2.
Okay, but let's wait because we have a long video. You want to spread it out. You don't want to eat it all at the beginning.
Yes, I do.
Okay, that's up to you.
Okay.
Okay. I'm glad you popped in too, Tracy. She says you're always looking for good gluten-free treats. So your 17-year-old daughter has celiac. So Raleigh.
You try.
Yeah. Raleigh also has celiac disease.
It tastes good, right?
This particular recipe is super easy, but I'll tell you, Tracy, and everybody else who's watching the playback or joining us, one of the reasons I'm doing this particular recipe, even though it's super simple and maybe you've done it before, is because I was at, hi Mom, hi Susan, hi Gaga. I was at, please don't make noises over me, okay? I was at the Taste of Universal and they had these like giant Froot Loop treats. And they looked really yummy, but Tracy, you may know this already, Froot Loops has gluten cross-contamination, and so do Rice Krispies. So Raleigh can't have Rice Krispie treats, and it's a really common thing that you see at like a lot of school events and, you know, just around maybe at your dance camp, things like that. So she can't have Rice Krispie treats because they do have cross-contamination. So if you guys don't understand, people with celiac disease cannot even have like trace amounts of gluten, not even like invisible amounts of gluten. So there's a lot of things that Raleigh can't eat. And so we're always looking for good substitutes too. This is pretty easy, and I'm using the Rice Krispie Treat recipe, and I linked it in the description box. And I'm just substituting Fruity Pebbles, which are gluten-free. Now they are sugary, and Raleigh also has type 1 diabetes, so please don't touch the food that we're making, okay? I know. So I gave her insulin. It's very interesting dry without any milk. So she's sneaking. I have a bowl of Fruity Pebbles here, so no, that's off limits.
It's not interesting because it's no milk. It's interesting because I only take one at a time.
Oh, I see. So we're not gonna. This is what we're cooking with. We don't touch the food. Okay. So I gave her a little bit of insulin before because I had a feeling that she'd be sneaking marshmallows and what have you. And for those of you that maybe are new to celiac or a gluten-free diet,
Those are gluten-free marshmallows.
Yes, these are gluten-free marshmallows. So we got all of our supplies at Walmart.
The thing you were gonna say?
That's what I was gonna say. Yeah. So what I do, because you guys, even marshmallows have gluten cross-contamination. You read my mind, but if you keep interrupting me, I'm gonna ask you to maybe take a time out from here, okay? Okay, are you getting bored? She gets really bored during these videos. Okay, I'll call you back when it gets more interesting, okay? More interactive. Okay, so even in Spanish here, it says sans gluten. It's kind of ripped up so you can't really see it, but it does say gluten-free because, and you always look for those labels because even sometimes it'll say gluten-free and then there will be a little disclaimer that it's processed in a facility that processes wheat. So just be really, really careful, especially if you have celiac disease, to look at your marshmallow ingredients and make sure there's no gluten cross-contamination. So we moved this past year from Los Angeles to here. We're in Palm Springs, and we're really close to a Walmart, and I'm finding that they have a lot of gluten-free food for Raleigh and a lot of gluten-free substitutes. So that's why I've become kind of a fan of doing some of my shopping there. I would say I do shopping for her between like I do Target, Walmart, Trader Joe's, and Ralph's is pretty much where we go for all of our supply, like all of our groceries. Your daughter also has thyroid disease and hyperglycemia. I'm so sorry. It's so much to manage. All of these autoimmune diseases, they kind of go together. I'm actually hypothyroid myself, so I know a little bit about that too. And yeah, it's a bummer, but we do everything we can to try to make Raleigh's life as limitless as possible. Obviously, she does have limits, but that's why we do things like this. So thank you guys for joining me, and we're just gonna get started. And so I've already measured everything out, and I have to tell you guys that this particular recipe, if you read it, it says best to use fresh marshmallows. Disclaimer, these are not fresh marshmallows. I've been meaning to do this for the last couple months, so this could be a disaster. We'll see. That's the fun of doing this live. Let's see if this works. And I'm also going to do something new. I'm going to do it in the microwave just because it'll be a little bit faster than doing it on the stovetop, and I'm also hoping it won't be as messy. So I'm going to mix just the butter and marshmallows. That's the first step. It's pretty simple. So I'm just going to take my butter. I actually split this recipe in half. So the recipe calls for about 40 large marshmallows, or like one bag of large marshmallows. I split it in half just because, first of all, I didn't have a full bag of marshmallows. Second, I don't really have a big enough bowl or tray for these supplies, so I thought it's just for me and Raleigh. So I did cut it in half. So instead of 3 tablespoons of butter, I have about 1.5. So I'm gonna go ahead and put that in with my marshmallows, and I'm gonna start melting this in the microwave. So it says to do 2 minutes and then stir, and then an additional minute, and keep doing that until it's like the right consistency. I might do 1 minute and then stir just because, I don't know. I feel like in the microwave, the slower you do it, the better, but I could be wrong, so we'll find out. So again, I'm just gonna do 1 minute to start, and then I will stir, and I'm just gonna keep doing that until it has like a nice consistency. Again, these marshmallows are really old, so we'll see. And then I already have my Fruity Pebbles measured out here. I did 3 cups instead of 6 because, again, I just don't have a big enough bowl or tray to prepare these in for you guys today. And then I also buttered this dish, so it is all ready to go. So, anyways. Yeah, I'm not familiar, Tracy, with hypoglycemia. So if you want to share, it's what? Hypoglycemia? It's. Oh, I'm not talking to you, Jesse. Oh. Anyways, my husband's chiming in from the back. I think he's trying to correct me, but. Oh, what are you saying? I try to tell my family, like, don't chime in unless you want to be in the video, but they can't resist sometimes. So we have a very busy, active household. If you've ever been in my lives, you know, like, there's dogs barking and kids screaming. I'm a stay-at-home mom. That's just what happens. So we just roll with the punches here. It's when the blood sugar drops rapidly. Got it. Yeah, so it's almost opposite of what happens with type 1 diabetes. Is you're suffering from very high blood sugar because your pancreas isn't making insulin and processing that sugar. So I'm guessing you probably have to have a lot of sugary treats on hand. That would be my guess, because I know when my daughter's blood sugar drops because of too much insulin, I can't go anywhere without, like, you know, apple juice boxes and candy. We always make sure we have lots of. Yeah, it's the opposite. So, well, bless you and your daughter and everything that you guys have had to adjust to and adapt to. It really is incredible. I'm getting chills, all the things that we do for our kiddos. Okay, wow, look at these marshmallows, you guys. Okay, so my butter has melted, because of course, and I'm glad I only did a minute, because it's already starting to splash up here. Maybe I should have put a paper towel on top. Wow, her blood sugar has gotten to 40, which, if you guys know, that's really low. So, like, those of us that don't have to think about our blood sugar, it just does what it, you know, our body does what it's supposed to do to balance that out. We're at about 80 or 100, and it really is incredible. Wow, this is so, Raleigh, you might want to see this. It's really cool. It's almost like a satisfying video if you guys want to see this. Like, isn't that what it's called, Raleigh? Is it called, like, a satisfying video? Like, when it's just, like...
No, that doesn't look satisfying.
No, like, you know, just, like, listening to this and feeling this, like, cushy marshmallow buttery thing. Or maybe if I stop talking. But, yeah, so it's pretty incredible what our bodies do, those of us that are healthy. Isn't that crazy? Okay, I'm gonna, now that it's cooled a little bit, I'm gonna put it in for, it's really like a chemistry experiment, this recipe. I'm gonna put it in for 1 more minute. We'll see what happens. Bye. So it's starting to, like, mix, but it's still pretty tough, and I'm thinking that's because they're old. So we'll just keep taking it little by little and hope we get there and it's not too sticky. Okay. Yeah, so 40 is super low and dangerous. Same with Raleigh. Like, I don't ever want her to get below like 75. So if she dips below like 80 or 70 because we've maybe given her more insulin than she needed, then we'll give her some sort of, we call them low treats, so 15 carbs of sugar, basically. So something like this would be perfect, and it's gluten-free, so she can have it. I have to tell you guys too, I don't know if you've experienced this, Tracy, but we've been doing this for 2 years now with celiac disease, and still we'll find products that don't disclaim that they have cross-contamination. So, you know, you guys, just really be careful. And if you want more videos about, like, how to read gluten-free labels, or, like, you know, other things that I make for my daughter, or more grocery hauls that are gluten-free, just let me know. Like, put something in the comments. I'm happy to make more of this content. I'm primarily, like, you know, a Super Cali experience and events channel. Like, every Thursday we go out into California and we do something fun to share with you guys and vlog about. But because Raleigh has type 1 and celiac, I feel like this is an opportunity, having this YouTube channel to just kind of spread awareness about these diseases, because the biggest favor I can do for her is to spread awareness, because it's much easier to live in a world where people understand your disease. The disease is what is, and she has to manage it for the rest of her life, but it just makes it so much easier when she talks about it to people that they're like, oh, I know what you're talking about. I know what you need, you know what I mean? So that's what I try to do about once a month on this channel, or more, depending on my mood and what's going on in life and stuff. Okay, let's see what's happened after the next minute. So it's been 2 minutes, and this is where I'm at. It's getting kind of, I'm really nervous that these are too old, but it's softening. I should really be using the mitts because it is kind of hot. So I have these little oven mitts here. They're actually something I feel like I bought for the 4th of July, and I just still have them. Oh, look it. I don't know if you guys could see this, but you can see the butter is starting to burn, so that makes me a little nervous. So I'm gonna try to, because of course the butter, I mean, if you guys do popcorn, I do my butter in the microwave, and it's ready. I do like 18 seconds 2 or 3 times, and all my butter's melted. So this butter is ready to go, but maybe if I really mix it into my marshmallows, it'll, I don't know, we'll see, it'll work. I don't want to burn the butter. Although burnt butter, I mean butter, you guys, so good. So, also butter. Butter can be really dangerous for people with celiac. Not butter itself, it's gluten-free. But like if you're at a restaurant, you can't order things with butter unless they're individually wrapped, because inevitably someone's been buttering toast or something with gluten in the kitchen. That was something I didn't even think about until a chef recently. I was actually at Universal Studios, and the chef said that the butter wasn't gluten-free because they use a big stick in the back, and there's going to be all the cross-contamination from the butter knives hitting things with gluten and then going back to the butter. So I was like, oh yeah, I can't order, you know. So like even if they have like gluten-free buns, you probably want to ask, is the butter individually wrapped, or does it have cross-contamination? Because those are things you don't even think about, you know. You think something's gluten-free, and then you realize that it's dangerous. So it's crazy. Okay, so it's kind of becoming this like gooey slime ball. I mean, that's not very appetizing, but that's what's happening. I don't know if you guys can see. So just trying to mix the butter. So I'm kind of like taking this and splitting it down the middle to try to integrate that butter a little bit more. And this is something I do remember, you guys, about Rice Krispie treats, is they're super messy. That's another reason I didn't do it on the stovetop, because I'd be over here like struggling with this gooey mess, and you guys would be over there like, what is she doing? So actually this is looking really good. So I don't know if you can see it. It kind of has like a taffy texture, and it's still pretty sticky, so I'm gonna keep microwaving and hope for the best. Wow, your daughter's going to college in the fall, and thank God her college has a gluten-free section. Oh, that's so great. Yeah, so kitchens that have those separate sections, that is, I'm getting chills for you. That's everything for people with celiac, because you really need like the surfaces, the utensils, everything to be gluten-free. So that's awesome. Congratulations, Mom. That's really cool. I'm excited for you. Okay, 1 more minute. This is minute 3, and then it says to do it all again, so we'll see. Yeah, I mean, it's such a relief. I think I try not to think about it because my daughter, she's barely turning 6. This is her birthday month, actually, so she's turning 6. And if I start to think about her off at college with type 1 diabetes and celiac, I start to freak a little bit. But I know that 6-year-old Raleigh is going to be very different from like a college student. But it's hard because you know they're out there, and you remember how you felt in your teen years and in your 20s, and you feel invincible. And even if you have an autoimmune disease, I'm sure you still are going to maybe take some chances or stray away from your diet because you're human. So, but that's awesome that the kitchen is aware and has those, that helps. And hopefully she'll have good friends that also get what's going on and help her. And no beer. Okay. I feel like, is there gluten-free beer? I feel like that might be a thing now, I'm not sure. You know what, I'm gonna use these just in case I don't need to burn myself live for you ladies. Okay, and fellows, who whoever's joining us in the, oh wow, look at this. So this is minute 3. That's a big change. So it's really starting to bubble up and become more liquidy, and I'm pretty sure I have to move fast once it's really liquidy and mix in those Rice Krispies because I don't want it to cool too fast. So I'm gonna mix this. It's got a nice, I know this is kind of gross to talk about food this way, but it really does look like a burnt butter slime. I don't know if you guys, I don't want to hold it up and stall too much, but look at this. How amazing is that? I guess describing it as like melted taffy would be more appetizing. My son's at camp right now, and it's ooey gooey week because they're doing all these like slime, you know, projects and stuff. So I guess it's on my brain. Okay, let's do one more minute. So this is minute 4. Now it says on the Rice Krispie recipe, which again, Rice Krispies do have cross-contamination, but we're substituting these Fruity Pebbles, so it does not have any gluten. It says 3 minutes twice. So it says 2 minutes, stir, 1 minute, 2 minutes, stir, 1 minute. I've been doing 1 minute at a time just because I have really old marshmallows. They're not very fresh, and I just don't want it to explode in my microwave. So this is minute 4, and honestly, it's looking pretty liquidy. So I think 4 minutes might be enough. And again, depending on your microwave, the times may vary. So you might want to try it in 1 minute increments just in case. I'm gonna just look at the recipe. I'm pretty sure now I haven't done this in a long time, you guys. So this is just, we're just kind of flying by the seat of our pants. This is how we do it. And it says just add the, in this case, it's the Fruity Pebbles, and we're just gonna mix it in, and then we're gonna put it into this pan, which I've already buttered. I came prepared today. Sometimes I do not prepare in advance, and it's, you know, it's funny, but today we're a little more prepared and organized, so you're welcome. All right, what's happening? My microwave's still, oh look, and now it's really bubbling. I think this is it, you guys. I don't want it to get too, I don't want to burn the butter or the marshmallows, so I think this is it. Okay. I'm gonna stir it. Yeah, because this butter is, it's not white like it should be, and I don't know if that's because my butter is totally burned, or, which I think that's what it is, or because my marshmallows are old. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna put my Fruity Pebbles in, and I'm gonna stir and hope for the best. Wear your oven mitts because it's hot. This bowl is hot. I'm starting to have my doubts if this is gonna work because it looks really burnt, but it'll be, my husband will love it. He loves everything that I burn. He's really into carcinogens, so nothing goes wasted if the kids don't like it. Love him. He's chiming in from in the kitchen. Oh man, I don't know, you guys. Mix. Okay, so this is gonna take some elbow grease, but I'm mixing in these Fruity Pebbles. I don't want to crush them, so I have to be careful. And it's cooling really fast, I can tell. So I might just start, honestly, putting this in the pan and pressing it into bars just before it gets any cooler because it's already sticking really, really hard to this. So I'm gonna take my pan, and I'm sorry you guys, this is really tricky because, like, you know what, I'm gonna do this so you can see what I'm doing. I'll do this so you can have a little glimpse as to what, don't look over there in the construction zone. Okay, all right, look away from the corner, look away from behind, don't look behind the curtain. Okay, what's that quote from Wizard of Oz? Look away from the curtain. Don't pay attention to the man behind the curtain, or something like that. All right, you guys. So we'll see what's gonna happen here. I did cut this recipe in half. I'm gonna take some parchment paper. And Raleigh, I'm almost done. Do you wanna come help me? I'm gonna just start smashing it down into bars and hoping for the best. Even if I get 2 really good, yummy bars, that will serve our purpose. Yeah, see, look what we're doing. You want to help me? So you just come on up here. Come here. Oh, wait, here. Maybe go like this, right there. And you just press down like this.
It didn't smell good.
Oh, it doesn't? You don't like the smell of the marshmallows?
No, I don't like the smell of these.
The Fruity Pebbles?
Yeah, I don't like the smell of Fruity.
Oh, because it kind of has like a citrusy.
Maybe because it's mixed with the marshmallows, I don't like.
Gonna help me?
Yeah.
Okay, press it down as hard as you can.
Oh, this is
I'm
hot.
gonna go soak this in water so it doesn't.
This
It's not too
is
difficult.
so
to clean, guys.
hot.
It's warm, right?
It's so hot too.
Oh, it's so hard. I'll help
It's
you.
so hot.
So hot. Yeah.
I mean, like hot the pretty way. I don't really wanna.
Are you done? Are you tired? Oh,
It's
you know
so
what, Raleigh?
warm.
Maybe I should fingerprint you before we have any.
I mean, it's so
Actually, you
warm.
guys, they have to cool, so I
Now can I
think
have another marshmallow?
maybe I'll post a
Can I have
picture
another marshmallow?
of the final product on our community page. One more marshmallow, one more. Okay, so I think they're gonna be pretty good. So because I split the recipe in half, I don't have a full pan, but I think they're gonna be pretty good. I think when I cut this up, I think they're gonna be, I think it looks good. So if you guys like Fruity Pebbles, you could try it with. Now again, I think because my butter got a little burnt in the microwave, the marshmallow is more caramelized looking. It's more of a caramel color than a white marshmallow color. So just be aware that if you're doing it in the microwave, it can happen really fast. I was doing it in 1 minute increments, I think 3 minutes would have been perfect, but instead I did 4, and I think I should have just stuck to 3. Now the recipe said 6 minutes, and I did see a comment come in from Tracy, so let me check out my comments. Here, I have my computer here. So take it slow if you do it in the microwave, okay? Because I think 3 would have been perfect, and instead I went for 4, and it's a little brown, but I think it'll be good. Oh, Tracy said she worries too about her daughter, but pretty much knows she needs so she knows, your daughter knows what she needs to do, and her roommate knows, which is great. And, oh, the roommate's mom has celiac. That's great. So I find if someone has a family member, close friend with celiac, then they really understand it. I'm sure you find this too, Tracy. When someone understands, I can just see the knowing in their eyes, and I know my daughter will be safe with them. But when someone's kind of like, oh yeah, I got it, it's fine, she'll be fine, you know, I feel like they're not really understanding the gravity of like she really can't get even invisible amounts of gluten. So that's why I keep wanting to spread awareness so more people get what it's about. It's not just like, oh, I avoid gluten, or oh, my tummy gets upset when I have gluten. Like really, like no gluten. It's very dangerous. And you live in Nebraska, and so you don't have a whole lot of access to gluten-free restaurants. So you do a lot of cooking at home. Yeah, I'm actually, so like I said, I'm in Palm Springs. I feel you there, Tracy, because so we were in Los Angeles, and we had gluten-free donut shops, gluten-free vegan donut shops, gluten-free, completely gluten-free restaurants, gluten-free bread shops. A bread shop was coming in to Santa Monica nearby. So now being in Palm Springs, I haven't yet found a gluten-free kitchen. So I am doing a lot. I basically, you know, when we go out to eat, I'll feed my kids at home because my son, he kind of eats with my daughter, and then we'll go out to eat and my kids play their iPads while we eat dinner. So that's kind of our restaurant experience. And I imagine it's going to get trickier because Raleigh right now is such a picky eater. She doesn't really want the food that we're eating in front of her, but as her appetite grows, I feel like it'll be harder to find restaurants and items. Maybe not. The type of restaurant I would love to see out here in Palm Springs or maybe in your town is a gluten-free Mexican restaurant. Like, I just think Mexican food, if you eliminate the flour tortillas, everything is naturally gluten-free, so you could easily have a gluten-free Mexican restaurant that's phenomenal. So I'd love to see that at some point. We do have one restaurant that will do a gluten-free pizza for us, and they do clean the oven. So we feel it's safe enough for her, and she ate some, but she didn't really like it because it was like fancy pizza, but we're gonna try that again sometime. But even like pizza, like now I'm realizing when they shred the cheese and then they touch the cheese and then they touch the pizza dough, they would need to shred her from a fresh block of cheese to make sure the cheese or the toppings doesn't have cross-contamination from everybody's hands going from the dough, like the flour dough, into the topping. So there's just so many, like we have, you know, a gastroenterologist, and she said, if you think about it too much, it can drive you crazy. And I'm sure you relate, Tracy. In the beginning, you just feel like everything is dangerous when it comes to food, and then you get used to it and you get better at it. But anyways, yeah, so I think they look amazing. Yeah, and I think, and it's easy. So basically you could also do cocoa pebbles. So we love cereal, and despite her having type 1, I let her do it. Oh, your daughter's like, I want to move to California now. Yeah, there is a lot more, and we are really lucky, but I still, like you, mostly everything is prepared at home for Raleigh. And I think my favorite gluten-free restaurant so far was up in Sacramento. If your daughter wants to visit California, I'll tell you, there is a completely gluten-free breakfast spot in Sacramento that is delicious. I will link. It was part of a road trip. It was our first road trip after my daughter was diagnosed with celiac, and that was one of the restaurants we went to. And my brother lives in Sacramento, and we were visiting him, and he took us. And it's like really hip and really busy, just because gluten-free is popular. So not everybody there even needs to be gluten-free, but it's like such a good restaurant. It's like a place to go, you know? So that would be, if you have like a California restaurant bucket list, I'm blanking on the name, but I'll link, if you have the time to come back and find this, I'll put timestamps, and I will link that gluten-free, it was like a gluten-free road trip, because it was my first time traveling with my daughter and being gluten-free, and that is scary because you're not used to going out on the road and you wondering, will I find a place to eat? So our go-tos are In-N-Out. In-N-Out is great because if you don't order the bun, it's completely gluten-free. Their French fries do not, oh, my mom was there with us, and she's here. She said it was packed and delicious. And it was just, you know, your heart is so full when your little kid with celiac can order the waffles or the pancakes like everybody else. Like, it's such a special thing, and so cool for these kids that can't normally, or they have to watch their siblings eat waffles while they can't. That happened this past weekend, actually, and Raleigh was like, ugh, you know, it's hard. That breakfast spot was amazing. So In-N-Out, their fries do not share a fryer with anything else. It's just the potatoes, completely gluten-free. And then if you tell them you have celiac disease, they will put, if someone orders, say, a hamburger with a bun, they'll put the hamburger with a bun in a separate bag so it doesn't touch your food. So they know. It's great. I'm trying to think what else we have. So in Santa Monica, there's Erin McKenna. You might be familiar because there's one in New York, there's one at Disney Springs in Florida, and then there's the one in Santa Monica. It was their newest. It's the gluten-free vegan bakery, so you can put that on your bucket list if you're doing like a California road trip. I have to tell you, Erin McKenna in Santa Monica, I think the donuts were better. Maybe I'm partial, but I just thought it was a better tasting, better baked goods than the one in Florida at Disney Springs. You know, things are gonna vary. You're gonna have a different staff. You're gonna have maybe you might be sourcing your ingredients from a different place. That's just my personal bias. I think the one in Santa Monica was phenomenal. The baked goods were so good. And when we went to the Erin McKenna in Disney Springs, it was good, but it wasn't like the knock it out of the park the way that we felt our bakery was in Los Angeles, which it was in Santa Monica, but near where we were. I'm trying to think if it's sad, there's not much more, to be honest with you. There's BJ's. You probably know that. I don't know if you guys have it in Nebraska, but here in California, they are aware of what celiac is, and they don't have a separate part of the kitchen, but they'll mark it, and the staff will wipe the surfaces before they prepare your food. They have gluten-free buns, and they have a gluten-free pizookie, which is this like pizza chocolate chip cookie with ice cream and all that stuff. So, so here they are. Let's see. Are they cool? I feel like they're cool enough to cut and try them. Raleigh, do you want to try these? Do you want to try these gluten-free Fruity Pebble treats? Yeah, I think we can cut them and try them for fun. And that's another thing, like Rice Krispie treats. I just happen to know they have cross-contamination, but they do not disclaim it on the box. And it's rice, so you'd think that Rice Krispies would be gluten-free, but I think that that manufacturer has cross-contamination from their other products. So the marshmallow, it's really hard to see, and it is still warm, so we'll see if we're very successful cutting it. But you're supposed to let it cool completely. I could stick them in the freezer. So you can see it a little bit, like it's kind of like gooey in between. Can you see?
Yeah,
like gooey in between? Okay. I don't know if you guys can see that. Okay, let me get a knife. Let's get a knife and cut them. Let's just do it. It's going to be messy because they're not totally cool, but we're going to do it. We're going to go for it, and we're going to taste them. I wish Rice Krispies would be gluten-free. It seems like they should be. And I'm so glad that Post has completely gluten-free cereal because it makes my kids really happy that they can still... Let's see if I can do this. You got to have muscles for this dish, ladies. It's no joke. I think maybe I overdid the marshmallows in the microwave, so they're too hard. Okay. Oh my gosh, it's like a brick. I can just break it.
I want to have some.
Wait. So it's still warm. We're just gonna break off a couple pieces. It's not gonna be neat. Oh, whoa, you know what? I have to say, I think it's too tough. You can come try. It's too tough.
It's good.
She's like, yeah, sugar. So just so you guys know, I gave her insulin before we started.
They're very warm and buttery.
But maybe I should finger prick you just in case.
But a little bit.
So I have to tell you, don't overdo your marshmallows in the microwave because it's too hard. It's like brittle. It's not the consistency of. Oh well, we tried. We'll go get fresh marshmallows and try again. I agree. Tracy's daughter says Pepperidge Farms, they need to step it up and get a gluten-free goldfish. We agree. Because goldfish is everywhere and it's a no-brainer that they do a gluten-free goldfish. And Oreo did gluten-free Oreos. I think they first came out this January, 2021 is when we first found them in the grocery store. They're delicious. We think that they're better than the regular Oreos because they don't have that like chemical aftertaste. And we were so excited. We first saw Trader Joe's come out with a gluten-free Oreo. And then we saw Walmart have like a gluten-free brand Oreo. And then I think maybe Oreo was like, wait a minute, we need to have a gluten-free Oreo. Everyone else is making a gluten-free Oreo. And next thing we know, there's gluten-free Oreos. So it's pretty exciting because, you know, people that had celiac disease 10, 20 years ago, there's no way you would find all these products completely gluten-free. So we are really lucky. I do think we'll see gluten-free goldfish. I feel you won't be eating them because you won't be a baby anymore. But somebody will. Be eating them. You think so? Even when you're older? Why not?
Not when I'm older, but.
Yes, the gluten-free Oreos. We were thinking of doing like a gluten-free Oreo.
They're really good but sticky.
Yeah, honestly, I think they're too hard. I'm gonna start again.
No, I can have it.
With fresh marshmallows this time in a pot because I don't love cooking with the microwave. And I'll post on a community page if I'm successful. I'll post like a pretty picture of some Fruity Pebble treats. Raleigh loves it with, oh, Raleigh, I need to finger prick you. Okay. All right. So we were thinking of doing a blind Oreo test where we like don't tell the kids which Oreo they're eating. So because there's at least 3 different brands of gluten-free Oreos now, and we could all as a family like taste and pick our favorites.
No. I meant that there's a lot of different flavors of Oreos.
Oh yeah, so Oreo brand has a lot of different flavors of Oreos, and they're not gluten-free. The only ones that are gluten-free are the regular ones, but we'll take it, and eventually maybe we'll get more.
But all of them taste the same.
Let me get a little wipe because you're eating sugar. I don't want it to mess up your reading. So Tracy's daughter is off to college, Raleigh.
Who's Tracy?
She's someone in the chat right now, and she has a daughter with celiac who's off to college right now. And this year she's going to college, and at her college they have 2 separate kitchen lines, one that's regular and one that's gluten-free. Isn't that amazing?
Wow.
Yeah. One of the other places, which it was really expensive, but it was really special to experience this, is we did go to Walt Disney World, and they also, in all of their all their restaurant kitchens, they have 2 separate lines.
Oh my gosh, does it hurt my teeth?
Yeah, maybe slow down, Raleigh, because I need to do your, I'm just going to do a little finger prick here, because she has a Dexcom, but it failed yesterday, so we're back to finger pricks. So, just going to wipe, because you have a lot of sugar on your hands. We're going to see where you're at. Because I did give her the insulin before, but I have no idea her number right now. I'm used to knowing. Okay, you're 277, so I should probably give you a little more insulin if you're gonna, because of that. You're a bit higher than I thought you would have been at this point. Probably all those marshmallows you were sneaking. Yeah. Did you have 4? I thought you had 3.
No, remember, because a while later I asked for another one and you said okay?
Oh, okay. I thought you asked for another one after 2, and I said okay. So I misunderstood. All right, you guys. Well, I'm going to get her more insulin, and I think we're going to wrap this up. Thank you for coming by. Thank you so much for chatting and hanging out with us. If you watched the playback, thanks for watching the playback. And if you like this video, give it a big thumbs up to help support our channel. You can't do anymore. Yeah, I think.
I will.
Thank you, Tracy. You're welcome. All right, so... Yeah, and thank you, Mom, for coming by, and Vanessa, thank you for popping in, and we'll see you guys soon in Super Cali Land. Bye.